Hi, I'm Bill Woodard. Welcome to the March edition of the Chamber Corner. We are here at Carthage Family Chiropractic, and these two ladies are going to introduce themselves, and we're just going to go through a bunch of questions so that they can tell you what they do here. But first off, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melanie Cripps. I'm a chiropractor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emily Grove. I'm also a chiropractor.
Okay, now you guys have this practice. You've been here in town for a while, but you just moved into this building back a few years ago.
Yesterday made 4 years in this building.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've been here in this building 4 years. What is the address so if people want to find you?
We are at 906 Main Street North.
Okay, 906 Main Street North, and we're going to test your memory. What's the phone number?
I have no idea.
Okay, what's the phone number?
We're at 735-9336.
Okay, that was the right answer. Anyway, these guys are here to help you with your health. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I guess I need to ask you a question. What does that mean? If somebody comes to visit you, what kind of, can they be in perfect health? Come visit you?
Absolutely.
Or see, when most people think of a chiropractor, they're hurting.
Right.
Okay, so go through that and just tell us who comes to see you and how can you help them?
Well, we typically get patients who come in with neck pain or back pain, but really we're more nerve doctors. We work with the nervous system, and so we are giving you exams and we're doing testing for the function of your nervous system. So your brain connects to your body by sending messages down your spinal cord and out through nerves. So if you have any interference along that pathway, you're going to have an altered expression, whether it's health, whether it's a physical ailment, whether it's an organ issue, you're going to have some kind of dis-ease within your body. So it's our job that we get to the root of the problem. We don't dole out things for your symptoms. We are finding the cause of what is giving you an issue, and we perform adjustments as well as therapies, but also we get you to where you need to be if there is another type of doctor that you need, or there is a supplement, or there is an allergy that we need to help you uncover.
Okay. Well, now, I know nutrition is a part of what you do here because you've mentioned that in conversations with me before. How do you go about the nutrition part of it?
Well, it depends. Some people, it depends on whatever the patient needs. Not everybody wants nutritional guidance. Some people do more than others. So really it's what's helping you, what's going to help you perform better, what's going to sustain your health longer. So the common misconception we hear is, I hear once I go to the chiropractor, I have to keep going, and that's absolutely not true. People choose to continue to come here because they feel better in the long run and they want to continue that care. They don't want to wait until they're hurting again. So some of that is a nutritional component. You know, what's your sugar intake like? What's your caffeine intake like? Are there any things that you're sensitive to that you're not aware of that maybe we can help you uncover and fix that aspect, or finding what's deficient in your diet?
Okay, well now there's several apparatus that you guys use. I don't know if you've got the rooms memorized, but could you go through and tell us, like starting maybe there or here, what you have set up in here for people to use?
So we have 2 adjusting rooms. We have one room that has some called intersegmental traction. So the roll tables works on the musculature and also getting motion within the spine. We have an infrared sauna, which we've had a lot of patients coming in, especially through the winter months, and just getting some good health benefits from those different types of rays. We have a decompression unit for disc degeneration and other things like that. We have a hyperbaric chamber, a kids room, and then we also do cupping and dry needling and all that ultrasound in our therapy room as well.
Okay, so you have a wide range of,
Yes.
I guess you'd call them treatments here.
Yes.
Explain the hyperbaric. I know it has to do with oxygen, and it supposedly helps you. How does it help you? I need to let the doctor
So
tell me.
it's pressurized oxygen. It was started in the 1920s or 30s to help with altitude sickness, coming up too fast with scuba divers, things like that. And they found that there were health benefits to adding pressurized oxygen to your body, such as diabetic neuropathy. It helps with leg and foot numbness for diabetics. It has helped with post-COVID syndrome and symptoms that we've seen with brain fog. It's going to help anyone who's having breathing issues. So when you're having a breathing issue, you may not be able to get oxygen into your blood, which feeds into your tissues. So the hyperbaric chamber is another way to get that oxygen if you're having any breathing issues.
Okay, so if you've been in a brain fog like me for like 20 years, will that help?
It may take more than one treatment, but it will help.
But it
Yes,
will help.
yes.
Okay,
That's the
well,
number one thing we hear when people come out of there, like, well, I know I can think and see clearer, so we'll see what else. So we've had a lot of reports of decreased anxiety or complete resolve of symptoms of chronic anxiety. We've seen people with taste and smell issues from COVID get better, as well as, like I said, diabetic neuropathy of foot numbness, hand numbness, and that's getting resolved in the chamber as well.
Okay. All right. Is there anything we've missed that we should have asked you that maybe you can think of right now? If not, I'm going to introduce Gus.
The only thing is you asked if people can come without having any pain or problems, and yes, the answer is yes. We typically see patients that have no symptoms at all, usually report with chiropractic care. They're sleeping better, they're moving better. They didn't realize they had certain issues until after they got adjusted, and they say they feel like they can take a deep breath, they can sleep without having to wake up tossing and turning. So those are some things to look out for when you come in and you're pain-free anyway.
Okay, well, you brought another question. You go ahead first, and then I'm going to ask a question.
I would say the other thing that I know is a lot of people are concerned about if there is an age limit, and there isn't an age limit for chiropractic. We see babies all the way through senior citizens. We have patients in their 90s and patients that are only a couple days old.
Okay, so you can, full range of the community. Okay, well, the other question escapes me now, so maybe I need to go get in the hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, this is Gus, and he
This is
greets
Gus.
folks when they come in. And Gus has been a fixture here ever since you've been in this building, right?
Yes, he has. He's here, and when he's not here, we hear about it. So he has to be here.
And just so you know, see, he's friendly.
Yes, he is very.
All right.
And if you have any pet allergies, just let us know. We always put them up, so it's not a big deal.
So you can make arrangements for that.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, I think we pretty well covered everything. Just once again, give the address and the phone number, and we'll move on through the building, and we got some other interviews to do.
Yeah, we are at 906 Main Street North, and you can reach us at 735-9336.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we had a visitor come in from the candy bar.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Serena Allen. I am the front of house manager of Nobel's and the Candy Bar. They are co-owners, and I am actually the Candy Bar's very first employee. And I stuck around, and now I'm their manager.
Okay,
Yes,
well
sir.
that's wonderful. Now, are you from around here? Or did
Yes, sir. I am from around here. I'm actually was from California, but we've lived here for the last 19 years.
Okay, so
sir.
you're a native now.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Okay, you said Candy Bar and Nobel's. Just a quick question about
Yeah.
Nobel's, and then we'll get back to the Candy Bar. I know there are a few things being done, and it's going to open sometime.
Yes, it's actually going to open fairly soon. We're hoping in the next 2 to 3 months now. I can't quote me on that because things change. The pandemic has made things a bit harder to open up and maintain, but we should be opening up in the next 3 to 4 months.
Okay, well now let's get back to the Candy Bar. What? First off, tell them where you're located and a phone number.
Definitely. So we are located on Main Street of Carthage, 315th North Main Street, and our phone number is 615-489-9244.
Okay, and tell them some of the things that you do. Let's start out with walking in the store. What do you got available?
Well, so right now, when you walk through the store, we are preparing for Easter and graduation. So we have a lot of candy arrangements and candy bouquets available for order. You can order also online or on Etsy. We have an Etsy page now for arrangements. And then we also have specialty sodas. We have new drinks of the month. Right now we have a strawberry Italian cream soda. And then we have a cotton candy ice cream burrito right now. So we do a lot of milkshakes, anything with ice cream, anything that has sugar, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys, if somebody's feeling low,
Yeah, basically,
they
yeah.
get a high there.
Well, they might get a little too high, the sugar blood.
Okay, and I've looked through the racks there, and you have a lot of, how do I say it, specialized candy bars.
Yes.
It's not like just going to the convenience market or a store?
Yeah, no, we have so many different kind of areas of candy. We have taffy. We have one of the largest selections between here and Gatlinburg of taffy, and then we have nostalgia candy from way back in the day. We also have a Hispanic candy section, and then we have a bunch of little kid candies and toy candies and stuff like that.
Okay, and I know every season, you mentioned Easter, every season you guys do special candy arrangements for gifts or to present, like for instance Valentine's.
Exactly.
I'm sure you had a big business.
We were very busy. We do arrangements. We always have it stocked in there of a bunch of arrangements. We have any for birthday parties, thank yous, get wells, and every holiday. We're pretty stocked up right now of Easter and graduation coming up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so candy bar. Now I know you make shakes. And do you have coffee?
We have coffee, so we do milkshakes, we do coffee right now, we do snow cones, slushies, we make a bunch of different types of candy. We have popcorn, we do cotton candy, and we mix it all around and see what we can come up with sometimes.
Okay, and I know you do some specials with schools, like if they bring a report card in or something.
Yes.
What are those programs that you do?
So we do report card day. If you bring in your report card, no matter if it's an A or an F, we still do cotton candy.
That's good.
It's good to promote it, to get better at it. We help out with sometimes the Humane Society. We also help out with the World War II maneuvers. We promote them. We try to get their business out there. And then we try to promote the school plays and stuff. And just for Valentine's Day, we sent a classroom full of free little candy party arrangements for kids who didn't get any arrangements. So sometimes we do stuff like that. We try to work with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know I've seen a lot of kids. I've actually seen them lined up.
Yeah. It's report card day is a big day for us.
and that's a good thing. And I'm sure all the schools, someone from all of the schools are involved in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming by.
Yeah,
Is there
of course.
anything we missed?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, tell them the address and the phone number again.
Yeah, so we are on 315 North Main Street. We are right in the square next to Cozy Cabin across from #Hollies. And our phone number is 615-489. And then I believe I got it wrong the first time. It's actually 9422.
9422.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right, it's great to have Mr. Donovan here. Donovan, would you tell them who you are and who you're with?
Yeah, hey, my name is Donovan Rice, and I'm the Youth Prevention Coordinator with the Smith County Drug Prevention Coalition.
Okay, and I'm sure you got some things going on here you want to tell us about?
Definitely, we got some good stuff coming up. March 17th is our coalition meeting. We want everybody to be involved in that. It's at noon at the Chamber of Commerce. And this month, being St. Patrick's Day, we want everybody to wear their green. We're running through some fun lunch options, maybe some green eggs and ham or maybe a salad bar. We're not sure yet, but we want everybody to be a part of that meeting on the 17th.
Okay. Well, I know the other ladies, they couldn't be here because they had things.
Yeah.
Can you make any announcements for any of the other departments that you're working with?
Yeah, we got two other things going on. We have our Drug Take Back Day, and that's going to be April 27th at Walmart. From 10 to 1, we'll have Drug Take Back Day, and that'll be a great opportunity for anybody to unload their unused, expired medication. Come on down to Walmart. We'll have the big box there that's for drugs. Come drop your stuff off with us.
Okay, and the reason you want to do that, you might have something sitting around in your house that's old and a pet could get into it, a small child could get into it, and it could cause some serious damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's good to just get rid of that stuff and not have it in your house.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, what else? Any movie nights or anything coming up? I always look forward to that.
We have our movie nights coming back May 27th, so we got a little bit of time till then. But the first one's going to be at the courthouse. So we're really excited about that. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on social media and stay tuned so you can see what those movies are going to be, because we had a great turnout last year. We want to see y'all there again.
Yeah, everybody really enjoys that. Now, you're down off of the square on Water Street,
Yes, sir.
115 Water Street, I believe.
115, yep.
Okay, if someone, are there services that you have? I know you don't get a lot of walk-ins, but if they needed to talk to someone, is it okay for them to come by the office?
Yeah, they can come by anytime. We have a long list of resources, and even us just there in the office will talk to you anytime. So 115 Water Street, we're neighbors with Domino's. We're there 8 to 4, Monday through Friday, so anytime, come on by.
Okay, and some of the programs, well, like for instance, name the ladies in there and generally what they take care of, like Suzanne.
Yeah, we have Suzanne Angel. She's one of our ropes. So she's a lifeline for a few different counties, including Smith. Mary Leslie Wakefield. She's our program coordinator. She handles our tobacco and alcohol grants. And of course, Tammy London. She's our executive director. She's just kind of the mastermind behind it all.
Yeah.
We got a really good team. Kayla Franklin's there. She's new. I think you got to meet Kayla on our last Chamber Corner. She's amazing. She's handling our marijuana grant. And then I'm just a little lonely guy in the back that's trying to keep the stimulant grant under control.
Well, you guys do a good job. And folks, the Drug Prevention Coalition, in my opinion, I have seen a difference in Smith County because of y'all's presence here. And I know you work with the Bridging the Gap and several of the other programs over at the Justice Center and the jail. And so just appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything we missed?
I don't think so. Just excited to see everybody and glad we could be here today.
Okay, well, but before you leave, tell them a phone number if they need to get in touch with you.
Yeah, if you need to reach us, you can call us 615-588-1622.
Okay, Mr. Donovan Rice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Micah, before we, just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them who you're with.
Okay, my name is Micah Myers, and I'm the Executive Director at the Emmanuel House Transitional Living Program here in Carthage.
Okay, and this is the first time I've got to talk to you since you've been in the job for a while now, but congratulations on the job, and we appreciate you being in the community.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. I am excited about being in the Carthage community. If it wasn't for the Carthage community, the Emmanuel House would not exist.
Well, it has a very good past history of a lot of support here locally, and a lot of folks out there, they really do support what you guys do. In fact, that leads into what I'd like you to do is just kind of give them an overview of what you guys do at the Emmanuel House. I'm not sure we'll give the address out. I think that's probably something we shouldn't do, but maybe give them an overview of what you guys do at Emmanuel House.
Yeah, so we are, like I said, a transitional living program for women, individual women, and women with children. What does that mean? The best way that I think I can sum that up is that we offer housing, so a place for women and women with children to live, but also with a myriad of services to help them gain life skills, to live independently and to be successful in their lives. And that could range from anything to budgeting skills, to parenting skills, to employment skills, to education, to managing their health care, both physical and mental health care. So we do a lot, and we partner with a lot of folks to be able to help them be successful.
Okay, and it is a program, like there is a beginning and a midpoint and an end point and then a transition into the community. Is that correct?
Yes. So it starts with filling out an application and then coming to us, and then they work through a series of phases. We have 4 phases that they will work through, and they reach specific goals at each phase, and then we work towards graduation. And really, the goal is that they would graduate, that they would end up living on their own. And we've had a few graduations thus far here, and have seen people to be successful as they've come through our program.
Well, now I know it's a lot of people get it in their mind incorrectly that you have to have a drug problem to be involved in this program, and that's not true, is it?
It's not true. Some of the primary demographics that we work with, yes, absolutely. If you have had substance use abuse issues, you absolutely can come and be a part of our program. But some folks are just experiencing some really hard times. They may just be experiencing or have experienced a bout of homelessness, or they've been in situations and living in places where they have not been safe. And so it provides a safe place for folks to be able to come to and to live and to work out some of the things that are going on in their life.
Well, I know years ago, and I think it's been long enough I can give general details. I know I was involved. There was a young lady who had a special needs child, and she found herself homeless, and the Emmanuel House was able to bring her in. They helped take care of her child and got her transitioned into where she was on her own, everything being taken care of, the child being cared for. And I think that's a wonderful thing that you guys are able to do for folks.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything I've missed? I know you have you're board driven. You have a local board. I know have an attorney here locally that volunteers work, and everybody on the board is a volunteer. You are actually full-time, is that right? And there's some other staff folks, is that right?
Yes. So in terms of our staffing, it is myself, who I am the executive director, and then we have a part-time case manager. Her name is Taylor Malone. She works a lot with the direct care of the clients and is working directly with our participants, the women and the children, on a daily basis. I kind of oversee operations, talk about partnerships, and help the overall organization and structure, continuously looking at those things that we are doing well, but also working on the things that we continue to have need areas in as well. So that's sort of the structure of our staffing. We also do have a house manager that is actually a participant in the program that's progressed farther along in the program, and that's a position held, and those are sort of our eyes on there at the house, because they're there 24/7, with the exception of the times that they're working. And so and they actually work as the house manager for a reduced rent, because we do ask them to pay rent. There are expectations of our program. We're not just a place where people come and live. There are expectations to have employment, to attend meetings, to attend faith-based or church services in the area, to begin to work on their budgeting and to manage their money effectively. So there's a lot that goes into our program. And beyond even the staffing, we do really well because we have some volunteers that volunteer to help with transportation or to help with budgeting or some of the needs of our women as well. And so, yeah, it takes a village, and although me and Taylor are the staff people, it takes volunteers not only on our board, and we have an active board, and we're grateful for them who help lead us and guide us and work with us, and many of them will do all kinds of things around the house, but also the volunteers who work with our participants. Speaking of volunteers, can I do a plug for that?
Absolutely.
All right. A few of our needs right now is we are in need of ongoing volunteers to be able to help these women and women with their children to be able to get to simple things that maybe we take for granted, like health appointments. Some of them have to go to a court date just to resolve to be able to maybe get their children back. They're working to do so. Some of them, maybe it's a rainy day and they need a ride to work, and they weren't able to get it for that day, or it was a holiday, and so they couldn't set up public transportation, so they just need somebody informal to do that, to get them there. We are always in need of volunteers for transportation. If you're interested in being a volunteer for budgeting, really, there's a lot of ways we could get you plugged in. The best way to get plugged in is just to contact me, and I don't know if I want to do that now, but I can give you a way to be able to contact me as well. My phone number is 615-704-7032, or you can email me. That's a really good way to get in touch with me too, at director@theemmanuelhouse.org. And so that's a good way to get involved. And we need hands involved, but also we have ongoing needs at the house as well. We've had a lot of partners in the community donate things to us. Paper goods are always something that we need. Toilet paper and paper towels, we take those for granted. But if you're interested in doing a drive or just dropping some of those items off, if you go to the grocery store, you got a few extra dollars to pick some of that stuff up. We can always use those things, and even household cleaning supplies as well. Those are sort of the ongoing needs. There's always one-time needs, and we often try to get the word out on those. One of the ways that we do that is through our Facebook page, and so you can go look us up, the Emmanuel House on Facebook, and there's a little logo that has a house with a hand underneath it, and there's a heart in the middle of the house, so you could go look us up there and follow us to hear about what's going on at the Emmanuel House, and then any needs and things that we have there as well.
Okay. Well, Micah, thank you very much. I know there's several churches that support, so if you're out there and you're wondering how you can help support, maybe your church is already supporting and you can just kind of add to that if you want to. But thank you very much for coming, Micah, and we'll look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much. It's good to be with you guys.
All right, we're here with the CEO of all things agricultural, Mr. Chris Hicks.
I appreciate your confidence in me. It's good to be with you.
I believe you can handle it.
Thank you.
Tell me what's going on at UT Extension.
Well, we've got a lot going on. I just left the chamber. We had a good meeting on berry production. I hate that you didn't get to come eat with us.
Well,
because we had good food, but
yeah.
we learned about strawberries and blackberries and blueberries. If you missed that, I'm gonna try to post it on our YouTube page. So Smith County Extension on YouTube. If you want to learn about those crops, Bill, Smith County Extension on YouTube. We'll try to post that.
Well, there's one thing I've learned from the Lunch and Learn.
Yeah.
If you go there, you get lunch.
Yeah, we had lunch, and we had a good lunch. Miss Connie Massey catered lunch. She does a really good job.
Yeah,
I put a plug in for her. She does good work.
That's good. And you had a pretty big crowd. It looked like you had about 30.
We had about 30 people there, so it was a good group.
All right, and now you were studying berry production.
Correct.
So that's any kind of berry that grows here in the mid-state?
Specifically, today we were doing strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, learning about those.
Okay, well now, I guess a little late for this group,
Sure.
But what's next?
So really that sort of wound up, we're kind of winding up our winter meeting schedule. I try to get most of my winter meetings done before it starts to warm up and get pretty and people want to do other things. And so really what I'm doing right now is I'm focused on getting out to farms, doing farm visits, trying to help farmers one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of things we can do. If you've got a farm and you're kind of wondering about, hey, how do I clean it up? How do I improve it? How do I transition into livestock? Or how do I improve what crops I'm already growing? We can try to help you with that. We have specialists at the university that we can rely on. One of those specialists was with us today. Dr. Lockwood is kind of our fruit specialist. So if we have a fruit question that I can't answer, I can call him and get an answer. If I get a forestry question that I can't answer, we've got foresters at the university. Livestock, same deal. So we've got just about a specialist in any kind of ag commodity that you could imagine. So if somebody in the county has a specific question or a need that we can't address locally, we can rely on those folks at the university for help.
Okay, so you've got a big toolkit that you can pull from.
Right.
Well, now, I know you'll start the Lunch and Learns, of course, back in the fall. Is that right?
Probably. We don't have any on schedule at the moment, but we'll try to get some scheduled because I think folks enjoy that, coming out and eating lunch and learning about a topic. So, and on that, I mean, if anybody has topic ideas that they want to hear about, I mean, I'm open to ideas.
Well, I know in the past you've done honey production.
Yep, absolutely.
Did you do something, or maybe beef master?
We've done cattle. We've got cattle classes and small ruminant classes and things. I think on the Lunch and Learns, we've typically focused on kind of homeowner issues, gardening, ornamental production, beekeeping. Did one on forestry that was really well attended. So, but again, I'm open to suggestions. If anybody has something they want to learn about, we'll try to have something.
Well, now, years ago, most of your farms were the 100 to 200 to 300 acre enterprises. Mm-hmm. Are you finding that that's smaller today, or is it still like that?
Yeah, I think if you look at our census data, they do an ag census every 5 years. They do an ag census. And so they're doing one right now, in fact, and so some of the farmers may get that in the mail. They need to fill it out because it gives us good data. But what you're seeing from those census numbers is the farmers are getting, or the farm sizes are getting smaller. And we can see that. We don't have to look at a census necessarily. We can see it with our eyes. We've had lots of farms that have been subdivided, and so they may have been a 200 acre farm, and now it's 6 farms that maybe 15 to 20 acres because they've kind of been chopped up, as they say. So yes, farms are getting smaller, but there's opportunities even for those small farms to get into agriculture if they're willing to put in the work and the initial investment.
Well, obviously you could raise goats on a small plot of land. You could raise vegetables. You could do the berry.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like you were talking about fruits and vegetables, and there is a need for that. I think kind of production locally, because I do not know this for a fact, but I would think that a lot of the local restaurants and maybe some of the groceries here actually depend on some of the local people to supply them with some of this.
I would imagine so. I would imagine they like to have locally sourced foods, and a lot of restaurants, when you go, you'll look on the menu, and sometimes you'll see the farm name on the menu. And folks like to see that.
I know here locally, and he's on a little larger level than a 10 or 15 acre farm, but I see Catisa Farm,
Right.
Mr. George McDonald.
Sure.
His strawberries are in the local stores, and he of course sells them too. And his watermelons, they're all over the place, when it's in season. Now that's the one thing about having a farm. If you have say a vegetable crop, you've got a finite period of time that you can get it out of the garden and onto the shelf, so to speak, to sell.
Right.
So a lot of times these guys do that at the farmer's market. Is that correct?
That's correct. And we've got a farmer's market here in the county that folks, I would encourage them to sign up for the Facebook page, the farmer's market Facebook page. And Ronnie and Diane Bassell kind of head up that farmer's market along with the Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association. I think they're chamber members.
They
the Fruit
are.
and Vegetable Growers Association is. So if you sign up for that Facebook page, they do a good job notifying you of when different folks are there selling at the market and what they've got.
Okay, and usually you can get a better quality fruit or vegetable at a lower price. Than you can
Sure, and even
generally anywhere else.
for sure, better quality. Price, can vary, but for sure, if you and most everybody that's watching has had a tomato out of the garden versus a tomato at the grocery store. And I'm not hammering any of our grocery stores, but we know the quality of a tomato that you pick out of the garden in July is better than one that you get at the grocery store in February that was shipped in from somewhere else. It just is, and most of our commodities going to be that way.
I don't know if I should say this or not, but I remember George commenting one time. He says, why anybody wants a white strawberry because his are bright red.
Right, exactly.
And he is right about
Sure.
that. They do taste better.
Sure.
Same thing with the tomatoes.
Same
too.
thing with any kind of fruit, vegetables, meat. We've got folks growing locally sourced, locally raised meat and selling it to farmers market as well. So that's a good option for folks.
Yeah, it is, and I don't know if there's a orchard, either peach, apple, or pear here in the county, but there's some close by if there's not one in the county, and people are doing apple production not too far from my house.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything we failed to mention?
Well, I'll mention a couple for my coworkers if I could, since
Okay.
they're kind of tied up. So Mary is doing a Tai Chi class, and
Okay.
so Tai Chi is, for those that don't know, is sort of slow movements, but it's an Asian exercise, I believe.
Yeah, well,
as Tai Chi would kind of.
They laughed at me
kinda
last time I
mentioned.
said, well, let's just slow karate.
Yeah, well, it could be, but especially, I think it would benefit a lot of folks, but especially if you've got any kind of chronic pain, any kind of chronic condition that inhibits your ability to move. It's interesting that we're here at Melanie's at the chiropractor's office, because I think a lot of her clients could probably benefit from this Tai Chi class. If you've got arthritis, this is a great class because it's slow movements. It's not going to be really hard impact kind of thing. It's just kind of slow movements, but will really help alleviate some of that pain. So that's going to start March 24th. I think it's going to go for 6 weeks, but you can contact our office at 735-2900 and find out more details about how to sign up for that. But Tai Chi, 6-week class, I think folks would really find that enjoyable. The other thing I'll mention on the 4-H side is 4-H camp signups are starting April 1st. So if you've got a 4-H age child in the school system or homeschooled, either one, 4th through 8th grade, they're eligible to go to 4-H camp. Junior camp is 4th through 6th grade. That'll be June 13th through the 17th. And those signups, again, start April 1st. All that information about those camps and other camps. We've got a lot of good camps that kids can go to. Electric Camp is one that Upper Cumberland helps sponsor kids to go. They get to go to Knoxville and learn about electricity, have a lot of fun. Katie's going to do some cooking camps, livestock camps. So all that information is on our website, smith.tennessee.edu, and it's smith.tennessee spelled out.edu. You can find out information. You can also find out information about scholarships. Because camp's expensive. If you go for a full week, we got to feed you. We got to have special accommodations. It's kind of expensive to go to camp, but we've got folks who've donated money to help us provide scholarships. That information is also on the website, and so we want to make sure folks take advantage of that.
Okay, well, that is good information to have. I know I kind of got in on the back end of one of the cooking sessions that she was doing, and the food was really good.
It is. Mary does a good job. She's got a new kind of spin-off of Katie and I's Cultivating Community show that's also on our YouTube page. She's done a good job with that. But one more thing on the camp thing, let me mention, I don't want any kid not to get to go to camp because of money. And so if even with a scholarship, if the financial burden is a problem, we've got folks in the community who will step up and let kids go to camp. So I don't want any kid out there who really wants to go to camp, has never had the opportunity to say, well, we just can't afford to go. We'll make it happen. We've got folks who'll step up and make it happen. So if your kid wants to go to camp and money's an issue, come talk to us. We'll find a way to get them to camp.
Okay, and you guys are located at?
We're at 125 Gordonsville Highway in Carthage, right next to Smith County Middle School.
And give that phone number again.
615-735-2900.
And folks,
we'd love to hear from them.
I'd like to say this in front of him. These guys do a wonderful job
Thank you.
helping Smith County, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this session of the Chamber Corner. We've got several things to talk about. And the first thing, by the time this comes out, it'll be a little late, but we're doing a child care lunch and learn on March the 15th. And if you missed that and you want to learn more about that, you can go to the Chamber website, you can go to the Chamber Facebook, or you can just call us and we'll get you information on that. But it's basically a program that we're doing in conjunction with DCS and UT Extension, and we're letting people know that they can keep children in their home and be licensed daycare. And it's a good way to earn some money, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're already keeping your own children. So if you've got questions about that, let us know. Then we've got Smith County Playhouse presents Annie, and that's March the 11th, 12th, and 13th at 6:30. March the 18th, 19th, and 20th at 6:30. And on March 20th, it's at 2:30. And this is at the high school auditorium, Smith County Playhouse, and they present the rendition of Annie. On March the 24th, the Tai Chi classes started, and I think Chris mentioned that, but I'll mention that again. The Tai Chi classes started. Then there is an art show at the depot over on the highway in South Carthage near the river. It's at 3. It's March the 19th, and we believe the show is Makers and Mentors. So if you want to go to that, that's on March the 24th. And then there is a food truck March the 9th and March the 23rd. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. Tennessee Tree Day is March the 19th. And then the Town of Carthage Market Fest is April the 9th. That's into the next month. It's the walking track on 406 Industrial Drive down near the swimming pool. So if you want to go down to Market Fest, that would be a good day for you to spend. Smith County Schools is going to have a Ready for Kindergarten night. That's Wednesday, March the 9th at 5 p.m. at the Smith County Chamber of Commerce. And if you want to learn more about that, call the Smith County Board of Education at 735-9625. And you need to RSVP if you want to bring your child to that. And I think that's all we've got going on. There's a lot happening in Smith County. I hope you've enjoyed this show and look forward to seeing you next month when we'll have a lot more things going on. So until then, may God bless you, and we'll see you next month.